In March, no spotlight is brighter than it is in college basketball. The whole world is watching, and for some, it's the chance of a lifetime. One shot to prove they belong at the next level. An opportunity Malik Newman was ready to take full advantage of. The 6'3" sophomore guard from Kansas averaged 14 points per game and shot 41% from 3 this past season. These averages jumped to 22.5 points per game in tournament play, where he was named the Big 12 Tournament MVP and helped lead Kansas to the Final Four after dropping 32 on Duke in the Elite Eight. A few years ago, these numbers wouldn't have surprised anyone, as Malik Newman was ranked number 10 in the class of 2015. However, after choosing to stay home and play for Mississippi State, he had a disappointing freshman season that left him underperforming and kept him from the spotlight at the bottom of the SEC. After his freshman year, Malik transferred to Kansas, where he sat out a season and worked towards building back up his game with one of the top programs in college basketball. This led to his sophomore season this year, where it seemed like Malik was still underachieving at times, only showing flashes here and there of the type of player everyone thought he could be. But that all changed in the postseason, as Malik's name has risen up a lot of NBA GM's draft boards, and has even drawn him comparisons to recently announced Hall of Famer Ray Allen. And after watching some of his film, it isn't as crazy as it sounds. The number one aspect of Newman's game that can translate well to the NBA is his ability to shoot from anywhere on the floor. In the tournament, he proved he can be one of the best shooters in the country, and he did it in multiple ways. He moves well off the ball to get open looks from the perimeter, but he can also create space off the dribble to get clean looks. This is probably going to be the most important aspect of his game once he makes it to the NBA, because there isn't very many top shooting guards in the league that aren't great shooters. The days of guys like Dwayne Wade and others who could get by playing the two-guard position, which is where Malik mostly plays, the days of guys like that who can get by without a clean jumper are gone. You cannot survive playing any guard position in the NBA nowadays unless you're a great passer and you're a very ball dominant player. You can't succeed in the NBA right now unless you have a good jump shot, a consistent jumper from the perimeter. You won't be able to take your game to that next level. You look at the top shooting guards in the league right now, you have guys like Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson. All of them have great jumpers from around the arc. This is something that Malik's going to have to continue to perfect, and I think eventually he can take his game to that level where he'll be a feared shooter from deep and it will open up his entire game. That being said, it's important to realize that Newman isn't just a pure shooter. He's very athletic and has several moves that can get him to the rim if he needs to. With his ability to shoot, defenders have to play him tight, which opens up opportunities to get by, and he has several different finishes he can use around the rim. A good current comparison would probably be a guy like Bradley Beal, who has a great shot but can still score from other areas on the floor. The main concerns on Malik start with his consistency. He was very streaky during his sophomore season, and though it ended on a high note, his lows were about as bad as they can get. If he can build off his big time performances and keep growing in the right direction, then I don't see this being a long-term issue for him. We've seen guys in the NBA who have struggled with consistency over the years be able to overcome that as time went by in the NBA. I think immediately of Jamal Murray, who right now, one of the biggest knocks of him in college and his early rookie season in the NBA was the fact he was very inconsistent. One night he would struggle, the next he would score 30. Now you're seeing him become much more consistent. He's averaging something like 16 points per game, which is a pretty good number for a guy who's only 19 years old. But that being said, you can get by the inconsistency issues, and I think that if Malik can overcome them, they should be no problem once he gets to the NBA. Now, when looking at the Ray Allen comparison, keep in mind that nobody is saying Newman is a shooter on Ray Allen's level. That's insane to say. Ray Allen is one of the top shooters of all time, and only one person has ever been better than him in the history of basketball at shooting, and that's Stephen Curry. The similarities can be found when you watch the way Allen played in his college and early NBA years. They both have very similar games, and Newman plays with that same smooth style that helped build Ray's legacy. Both use elite jumpers to get wherever they want on the floor, and people forget just how athletic Ray Allen was early in his career. Regardless, drawing comparisons to an all-time great, no matter how small they are, is something in itself. I just think it's important to realize that people who are saying Newman has a similar game to Ray Allen are not necessarily talking about later Ray Allen, who was just a spot-up shooter, who was a great shooter, but he played more off the ball. They're talking more of a young Ray Allen who was able to play a lot on the ball. He was able to get past his defenders with good athleticism, but he also had that great jump shot that opened up his game. I think the key to if Newman can even get close to what Allen was able to do in the NBA will be, can Newman adapt his game to fit what a team needs? Allen was one of the best in NBA history at developing his game over time. When he first came in the league, it was a very ISO dominated league where you needed the ball in your hands to be an effective scorer. Allen was able to be that for the Bucks and for the Sonics. As he moved on to Boston and Miami later in his career, when he got older and as the game was changing, he started playing a lot more off ball, specifically Boston, because this is when he was still in his prime. He was playing a lot more off ball, developed the art of running off screens, and was able to perfect his game in that way as a better shooter. I think if Newman can progress his game based on a team's needs, that will be the true telling sign of if he can even get close to something that Allen was able to create in the NBA. Malik Newman took full advantage of March's spotlight and propelled himself into the middle of the NBA draft conversation. Hype is a major asset in the months leading up to the draft, and if he could put together some good team workouts and a good combine, we could easily see him working his way into a late first round pick. Newman has all the tools it will take to be successful at the next level. The question will be, can he produce the consistency it will take to become a good NBA player? If the answer is yes, then with the right amount of work, we could see Malik develop into one of the top young guards the league has to offer. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. Please don't forget to leave a like, leave feedback in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. Remember to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new content, and connect with me on social media. Again, thank you guys for watching. God bless.